go, go. Go. Go, go, shoot, shoot. Go. No, shoot, shoot. Go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Hey guys, it's Dawn and Lasair here. I'm gonna try and make it so you can see. Okay, so what I was doing there is, you know how he's usually all on top of me when I'm trying to make a video? So here I'm showing you me trying to chase him away. And I have my whip, I'm trying to get him to go away and leave me alone. And you saw how the more energy I put into whipping it, then the more energy he brought into saying, no, I don't want to go, I want to come here with you. That is how strong he wants to be with me. Like, even if I was rude and unreasonable, like I just was, he's still like, he's asserting himself right now. He's like, I want to be here. So I'm gonna chase him off again. Go, 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 go. Oh, I thought he was gonna stay away. He didn't. Go. Go. He's probably, all right. So last time, I stopped hounding him when he stopped back there. And so now he got the idea. He's like, all right, she wants me to go away, but he's not happy about it. You can see his, oh, now he stopped. But his tail was swishing like crazy while he's doing it. So now he's faced away from me and he's giving me side eye and he's swishing and then he just lost his patience. And now he's back. And then he's like, hey, come on, Mom, it's you and me. Stop talking to the camera. All right, so the question came up. I guess the question is, how do I get this with my horse? Because my horse doesn't want to give me the time of day. And there's so much stuff that goes into it. It really depends on the personality of your horse and your personality. So I'm sorry, but I can't really give advice without ever meeting you and your horse and stuff like that on anything, because what I do, people have told me that what I do is more like therapy. Like I'm the therapist for the horse, not really a trainer. I can train to do, you know, things, I can train actual things, but the secret of what I do is basically therapy. And that's why a lot of the stuff that I talk about in all my other videos is stuff like paying attention to body language, to their emotions, to their needs and stuff like that. And the reason why I talk about that so much is because that actually is what I needed to work on. Lasair hated me for the first 6 months that we're together, and it was because of me. And it was because I had always trained the traditional way of, and I always had horses that responded to that just fine. So when I got him, it was, he's still giving me stink eye, isn't he? Because I'm talking to, you see how he turned to me and then all of a sudden his stink eye is gone? He's like, I want you to pay attention to me. Well, back up so that the camera can see you too. I'm gonna see just half of your face. All right, so what was I saying? So when I met him, I had to change everything. I had to stop the traditional way and change everything, and then that's how I now have this new my method and how I'm getting this result. So that's not very helpful, is it? But let me say that, you know, instead of thinking about how can I train my horse to be, because really you can't train this. You can't force this. This is all him. He wants to be here. And that's something that a lot of people have a hard time understanding because they don't think that way. They know dogs want to be with you all the time, but they don't really think of the horse really being like that. And I think it's because dogs will just give you their loyalty and unconditional love without you ever earning it, really. But horses, you've got to prove to yourself and to them that you're worth them. And then, okay, so the different horses are different. Like, he is extremely sensitive, but he is also a big butthead. And he has his wants and desires, and we have a partnership sort of deal, but I am definitely not dominant over him, and I don't think he looks at me as a leader, but he is really bonded to me. And I can't define bonded or love, and so it's hard for me to use those words, but whatever this is, okay? But then I have trained horses that they are so insecure and they want a leader. They want, you know, someone that can step up and say, okay, I am the leader. And instead of becoming offended, they are like, yes, please. And I don't even care where we go or what. I just don't want to have to make the decision myself. I want you to lead. I want you to show me. I want you to tell me everything. He is not like that. I try to be like that with him, and he's all like, back off, lady, let me do my job. I know what I'm doing, which is a little bit of like an appy that I work with. And appies are very interesting, right? They have a totally different a totally different way of looking at things and totally different attitude, and they're kind of like, okay, no BS, all right? I'm not going to take any of your BS. You talk to me straight, you tell me what needs to be done, and I'll do it. And if you're nice about it, I'll look out for you too. That's me being generous. And awesome horses, that is definitely a horse you want on your side. But you have to talk to that horse differently than you talk to him, than you talk to my other sensitive friend that's very insecure. You know, it's different ways. And it's funny because all throughout my life, I never fit into just one clique. You know, back in high school, you know how there's these different cliques, right? You got the football team, the cheerleaders, the prissy princesses, oh, I shouldn't say that, the girly types on their tea parties, and then you got the nerds, you got the gamers, you got the I can't even say that word, the super smart straight A students, and then you got the slackers that always want to ditch school. What's that called when they ditch school? I don't know. But all these different cliques, and everyone just kind of fits in to one. You fall into one category or another. I was really interested in that. I could fit into every clique. Any clique that there was. Sports, I could rock it at sports. Nerdy stuff, I'm definitely nerdy. Gamer, absolutely. You know, and then, you know, I have my motorcycle group, you know, the guys, the boys, and then sewing with the older people, and horse stuff when, you know, horse people are crazy. And I don't know, just everything. And that's how you kind of have to be with the different personalities of the horses. You have to be able to talk to them. But for your own horse, the first step would be evaluating what it is your horse needs and meeting those needs. And I talked about that in my filling the void video. So there is that. But anytime you are thinking in terms of like, how long is it going to take? When can I start seeing results? How can I make him do it? That attitude is not the attitude that's going to get you there. And maybe the question isn't, how can I get him to be like that with me? Maybe the question should be, is the horse is here to teach you. The horse is going to teach you what kind of person you need to become to be worthy of this. I don't know. I want to say, you know, it's stuff like filling the void, right? And that does have a large part to play in it, and it will help a lot. Oh, that's why my camera keeps changing brightness, is because you're blocking the sun. I don't know, my camera's being weird. But what was I saying? Oh, but I found that in half an hour, I can have the start of this with a horse that I just met. And maybe another part of it is they need a job. They need discipline. They need very clear instructions. You have to be clear and concise in your instructions. You have to be fair. You cannot allow emotions to get into training. When I'm in work mode, no emotions. I mean, you can be happy and stuff, but you can't get frustrated. You can't get angry. You can't think in terms of, he's just being an asshole, and he's just, you know, he's purposefully trying not to listen to me and stuff. Instead, you got to think, all right, I'm either asking the wrong question or I'm not asking the question in the right way. So how can I change that? Because really all you can do ever is change yourself and fix yourself and apply that to the situation. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that you can see him. That's all you can do. And if you notice, I have not had carrots on me this whole time, and I often don't have carrots. A lot of people go, oh, you know, he just likes you so much and he's all over you because you got carrots. No, I have carrots when I can remember to have carrots and all, but there's lots of times I don't. Like right now, I don't. No carrots, nothing. And I promise I don't have carrots off to the side. And he wouldn't even be here this long if it was just about the carrots. And he wouldn't, that whole thing where I'm trying to chase him away and he won't go away, he wouldn't do that. It was just about the carrots. So it's not about the carrots. It's something about yourself. It's something about the person speaking to you. It's how you say things. Have you ever noticed, like, I don't know, pulling an example, like a waitress or something, right? Or a receptionist, and you interact with them for maybe a minute, and immediately then you go, oh, I don't like that person. And then someone might go, well, why not? Did they do their job? Yeah. Well, then what was wrong? I don't know. It was the way that they did it. It was how they did it. It's what they said. Well, what did they say? Well, they just said this, which is fine if you said it like this, but they said it like this. You know what I mean? So it's how you present it. It's how you say it. And that matters so much to the horses. He's over there. He's going to check out food now. So, okay, horses need a job. They need to know direction. They need to know that you are capable and you can't fool them. So if you really are not capable, but you think that you can BS them into thinking that you're capable, and then you're wondering why they're not connecting to you very well, it's probably because they noticed that you were BSing. Having a job is really important, and that doesn't mean going to win horse shows or doing events and stuff. It's about having that line of communication. You saw my basic training video where I have all these unspoken, spoken, you know, it's all communication, all this different ways of communicating with him. And it's not all that spoken, it's a lot of unspoken, and it's a lot of situation. It's, you know, that stuff. Having that line of communication. Do you have a line of communication with your horse like that? If you don't, then what are they going to get out of you when they come over to you? With him, we can have a conversation, we can talk, and he gets a lot out of that. And then the same with the horse that I just met. Sometimes I think they're just amazed that I'm speaking to them, I am seeing them, I am addressing things that they have been saying forever and ever and ever, and no one was listening, and they get so frustrated, and all of a sudden I come along and I see it and I address it, and then they go, oh, thank you, that's what I was saying, you know. And then that is enough to create a tie, because they'll go, oh, that human will listen. Sometimes it's that. Sometimes the horse needs a leader, and I can step in and be that for them. Sometimes what they need is to just be heard. Sometimes they need more softness. Sometimes they have PTSD, and they need someone to hold their hand or show them the way out of it. And if they had been trapped for so long in there, and I'm the person that is able to open the doors and show them a safe spot, then of course they're going to tie to me. You know what I mean? You be whatever it is your horse needs you to be, and then you will rise above food, above other horses, above grain, I mean carrots, everything else will fade off and just be second place to you, because the human is the only one. Think about what is it that the human is the only one that can provide for them. We have this ability to speak across species and to be aware, and because horses to horses, they are not always aware or empathetic to each other. You see horses bullying each other and stuff like that. A lot of really lonely horses are the ones that are being boarded at places. Even though they have horses right next to them. Have you seen those horses that are really lonely, even though they have a ton of horses that they live with? Extremely lonely. They develop vices, lots of vices, right? Let's see, they hate the other horses that they are with. I mean, you just gotta see and read all of that. And I don't know, what is it that gives anybody happiness, right? Having a job, being secure, not always being fearful, having all of their needs met, and then exploring and learning more. Learning and bettering yourself really fulfills. Well, that fulfills me. Everyone has different things. So I don't know what a horse needs until I meet them. Oftentimes, owners will call me desperate. Only the desperate people ever call me, okay? Because all the other stuff, you can find someone better. But yeah, usually it's only when they're really desperate that they call me. So then they call me and they tell me their side of the story, right? My horse, you know, the last trainer said my horse is dangerous and blah, 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 and this, and they did this and this and this. I always get their side of the story, and I have no idea what I'm going to walk into when I get there, because when I get there, then the horse tells me their side of the story, and it is often completely different. And then what I do is show the owner the horse's side of the story and show the horse what they can do. So I'm like a mediator between the horse and the owner. That's why it's kind of like a therapy session. And then I can draw them together. And then it's like I tell the owners, okay, this is what the horse would appreciate and like, and what you can do to help them. And then the horse, I tell them, hey, I understand that you didn't like that and stuff, but really rearing and breaking fences and trying to kill your owner, that's not going to get you anywhere you want. Try this instead. Try this to manage your fear and instead. Let me show you the way, right? And so that's how I can bring them together, but really without seeing both sides. That is the whole secret of what I do, and I can't really advise. There you go. Hope that helps, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.